If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 159 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. After getting the transfer window underway in yesterday's episode, we start today with the first of two friendlies. Obviously, with friendlies every single season, we do show them, but only minimal highlights from each, just to try and maximise the potential amount of transfer window action we can get into the game. But it's always nice to try out your new players, especially when you've brought in a couple of absolute gems like we have this year with, of course, the arrival on a free of 87 rated Julian von Hark, who is a glitched player, starts at 57 when you start a save at, I think he's at Wolfsburg or Werder Bremen, one of the two. And obviously we brought in Matteo Masaccio as well, the youngster, or who's now not that young, from Villarreal, the centre-back, who's now 84 rated in this save. So I wanted to try those two out in as many games as I possibly could before actually getting underway with competitive games. Good save there as far as I'm concerned from Marcus Hutchinson, our goalkeeper, but the referee pointed to the spot, and who's the man that won it? It's cult hero from the Football Manager series, Britt Assombalonga no less. I tried to put him off with a bit of cheeky dancing in the goal mouth, but unfortunately just completely smashed it straight down the middle. Didn't work whatsoever. Bayer Leverkusen lead 1-0. We're only 5 minutes from time now. Like I say, always minimal highlights from the pre-season friendlies, but there were a few goals to show you. Hakan Çalhanoğlu, playing the ball into Dybala. Good initial save from Hutchinson, but he didn't quite get enough on it to get it over the top of the bar. Good shot from Paulo Dybala. Gets it up and away from goal, but sadly not. There isn't enough on it to get it over the bar. Drops back down. Not really too sure what the defender's effort was there to try and get rid of it as well. It did go down as a Hutchinson own goal as well. So a Assombalonga penalty that was caused by Hutchinson giving away the pen, and he then scored an own goal a little bit later on. But we'll be sticking with him, not looking to bring in a new goalkeeper. We've got a couple of youngsters. We're waiting to turn 16 so they get an overall stat boost before we bring them up to the first team in our youth squad right now. That will definitely be able to cause him some problems when it comes to first team rivalry. We're also offering Timo Werner a contract here. Jenkins Chikoui plus 6 million, I think it was. It's the fee involved to try and bring in the German from Stuttgart to the Abbey Stadium. Obviously, he's a left wing. Or left mid by default, but can play up top as well. Not that we need a pacey striker right now, considering the absolute electric pace we have with Yusuf Poulsen and Strahl Georgiev and Callum Wilson, all of them, and Kwesi Appiah. All four of our strikers are absolutely rapid, so I don't really need a striker, but Timo Werner will be fantastic as a replacement for Nicholas Sporer on that left-hand side, which unfortunately, a player that we just had to let go. We're really sad to lose Nicholas Sporer, but the board left me no alternative. So unfortunately we lost him, but hopefully we can replace him with a player of the quality of Timo Werner. And luckily for me, Callum Wilson does have the pace to get up the other end, to smash the ball into the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead away from home against FC Cologne, or FC Köln. I'm not really too sure how to pronounce that in German. In English, it's Cologne, so I'll call them Cologne. They get really lucky. Their guy gets tackled and does a front flip to retrieve the ball. Then his header squares it to a teammate whose header comes off the bar, and then we can't clear our lines quick enough, and they steal it off me and make it 1-1 in the 38th minute. So an entertaining game so far in this one. Good pace from us at one end, and then acrobatics from them at the other. Good pace again here, though, from Hector Bellerin. Steals it off the defender, stands it up towards Strahl Georgiev, turns inside the man, and always going to finish out on his left foot. Really tidy finish from the Bulgarian to give us a 2-1 lead. We're back in front again, and then FC Cologne come up the other end on the hour mark, going to try and get themselves an equaliser, throwing it all the way back towards their defenders here. Thomas Callas, who is a player we have been previously interested in this window, involved in the move. Lovely ball through, and just sheer power on the shot is enough to take it past the goalkeeper to make it 2-2, and that was how the game was going to end. So we played two German sides, one at home, one away from home. A defeat against Bayer Leverkusen, but a good point effectively away from home against FC Cologne. So we'll take that. Cologne are kind of about the sort of level of team we'll be playing in the Europa League this season, at least in the group stage, before we get to the latter rounds, should we, of course, qualify for those latter rounds. But Timo Werner did accept the contract, £50,000 a week plus 6 million. And I got a little bit weirded out here, because, of course, Jenkins Chikoui's on 140 grand a week. So I was thinking, well, surely the wage budget should go up there. I accepted it anyway, and then immediately went straight back to my transfer budget to try and make sure that
we did get that extra funds, and you'll see in a second I'll actually go down to the transfer budget, and we do have the extra funds. It kind of glitched out a little bit and said it was going down to 50k, but it wasn't. It went up to £200,000 left in the transfer budget, or in the wage budget, sorry. So I transferred that to my transfer budget, and we'll try and bring in an extra couple of players with that. We've got about 120k in the wage budget now, and about 17 million, or 140k in the wage budget, as you can see there, and about 17 million transfer-wise to spend. So fingers crossed we can still bring in 2 or 3 good quality players. Like, for example, this guy, Cristiano Biraki, looks like an extremely good left-back. We were looking at the young 20-year-old, whose name escapes me right now, who's rated 81, but they want upwards of 20 million for him, and I'm just not willing to pay it for a left-back, to be completely honest. Not when we could get this guy, or that guy. Obviously, we changed slates now, changed screens, but the Biraki guy looks very, very good, actually, for a potential left-back replacement for Andy Kellett. So he would probably go into the first team ahead of Aaron Cresswell, should he come in. And Andy Kellett obviously will leave us as part of that deal. But we're still waiting for those 2 goalkeepers to come up from the youth ranks to give us the option to give some first team competition to Marcus Hutchinson. But we've still got an extremely busy month of January ahead of us. We'll work our way up towards the game against Saint-Etienne here, and we get another transfer offer in, this time for a goalkeeper that we want to get rid of, Andrew Mowat, 21 years of age and only 65 rated. Roma offered me 275,000, which was just terrible from them. Surely they should be able to at least pay his value, so I asked for 350, and I'm going to advance here. And actually, I don't think they're going to pay the 350 either. I think they then offered me £325,000. So Roma being tight wads, but we do want the player out of our system, so I'm quite happy to accept it and move him on. Just would have been nice to get a little bit extra if we possibly could, but we'll end as always on a Monday with a squad report. And actually, unfortunately, I think I forgot to do a squad report in this afternoon's Chelsea career mode for a Monday, and I've already recorded Tuesday and Wednesday's episode as well, so we'll probably just avoid or have to pass up on a squad report for the Chelsea career mode this week, and then I'll definitely make sure that I do one next week, or whether maybe I'll do one on Thursday as well, depending on what month we're in, because if we can do one on Thursday and then be in a different month by the time we get to Monday, then it'll be worth doing 2, but it looks like we're going to have to just take a pass on a squad report in the Chelsea series. But right here, players already starting to grow this season. Yusuf Poulsen is up 1 to 80 already and now valued at 12 million. We only paid 3 plus Tekelo Ranti, who was only valued at 4. So we paid about 7 million in total for Yusuf Poulsen, and he's already valued at 12. Lots of players going up ratings already this season. It looks like it could be a very, very strong year for us when it comes to player growth. And if we can get Andy Keller out and bring in Biraki, then we could have a decent left-back to give some competition to Aaron Cresswell as well. So fingers crossed, we've got plenty more transfer action to get done in this window. And obviously, if at any point there was anyone in particular you wanted to have a look at in this squad report, then feel free to go back and pause it so you can see their stats in closer detail. Still trying to move on in Zuzi Toko. Unfortunately, his stats are starting to drop now that he's getting a little bit older. But fingers crossed we can perhaps use him in a deal to bring someone else in. I haven't really had too many offers for players that I've got on the transfer list. I'm really struggling to get people out. And we are adding Jack Grealish to the transfer list, though, because he definitely wants to leave, and I haven't really been able to maximise his potential here. So we'll move him on and look for another better wide replacement. We've got Timo Werner in for Nicolas Sporer. We haven't yet really replaced Jenkins Chikawi on the right-hand side, so I do need at least 1 new winger, if not 2, if Jack Grealish goes. But in the next episode, we'll play Saint-Etienne and then the first Barclays Premier League game of the season against Crystal Palace, and then we'll look to qualify for the Europa League group stage with the 2 games against Athens, the Danish club, in the next episode or 2. Obviously, we'll play the first leg and then Sunderland, and then the next video after that we'll play the second leg and Southampton and have transfer deadline day as well. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. As always, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already as well. As I record this Sunday afternoon, we're only about 200 subs away from 70,000. So if you want to join the Jesnoid army and get yourself in for the 70k special video, which will be coming over the next few days, then definitely do so. But that'll be all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.